This video is sponsored by FreeGive. If you need help with AI and Drupal, get in contact with us. We're specializing in that. So in this segment, which is also for DrupalCon Atlanta, what I'm gonna do is the following. I have added all the different keynotes from DrupalCon Atlanta. I've used the Automator to actually fetch these. So this will be part of what I'm showing. I put those into a RAG database so we can search for semantic meaning. And then what's going to happen is that you can basically create a keynote recommendation show by putting in what are the needs you want. So what are you looking for in Atlanta? In this case, I'm a front-ender that's starting out my Drupal career, and this is my first DrupalCon. I'm mainly interested in how to get started with the contributions and how the experience builder works, and how you get to people talking about it.
This is Jane, your comedic captain at your service, folks. And who's that stern face sitting next to me?
And this is Pete, ready to navigate through the Drupal keynotes for our newbie front-ender friend attending their first DrupalCon.
Ahoy. Pete, let's set sail with some keynotes. Our listener is looking to dive into the world of Drupal contributions. What's your top pick?
I would recommend the first-time contribution workshop on
So you get the idea, right? It's creating a showcase that you can listen to in your car or whatever it is. It's mostly to prove multi-modality, but there are very, very good use cases of this, of course, where you can create things for people to listen to on audio that's based on the data on your website. So let's get started. So you actually caught me in the middle of something. I thought I would take all the talks and just add them before we started this, but then I realized this is gonna take so long time. Why not use AI for this as well? So we're gonna do that as well. I have this keynote content type. You can see it here. It's just the speaker, the description, date and time, and a title, and that's it. But we want to use AI now instead to import this because it takes too long time. So we're gonna use Scraping Bot. I've installed it. I've added a key, AI, with AI Automators and OpenAI provider we have in this case. I have set up keys, so if I go to OpenAI authentication, I can connect a key to it, and same thing if we go to scraping bot config. What is my username there? I have to check. Good is this. So now we have set that up. So if we go back to our content type keynotes now, we should be able to add a link field. So we just put in the link instead. We don't want to fill in all this stuff. Well, we're gonna have to fill in a title because that's that is a requirement when it comes to nodes. So if I did some other kind of entity types, maybe it wasn't needed, but in this case it's needed. So we have a keynote link, and then we're gonna scrape that text, base HTML. So basically this is just scraping the website, so we can use AI to extract whatever we're doing. So we're gonna use Scraping Bot crawler. We're gonna use the keynote link, set a little bit lower weight here, maybe 95. Set this on a batch because the weight is deciding basically when something runs, so this should run first. Oh, we're using this article segmentation. I think this will work. Let's see. The idea is there that we can basically extract only the important data, so this, but we don't get the menus and footers and stuff. That doesn't matter for what we're doing. So we can just start with this. Let me just see which is the last one I did, the future of Drupal CMS. Okay, so this is the next one. So the idea now is, wait, let me do something else. Let's just put that at the top. So it gets faster to add it. Keynote link. No, sorry. That is what we want to put there, and now I click something. It's not a good morning here. So now it's gonna go ahead and fetch that. Oh, no HTML found. They might actually have, do they have scraping protection there? So let's try something else then. It could be that this readability is the problem here. Wait, let me see. So I actually have, yeah, there's no error, so it's no problem with the code from scraping, but this is what I wanted. Let's not do readability there then. Let's scrape everything. And we're gonna say, oh, we have to remove the no HTML found, otherwise it doesn't rerun. No, it actually doesn't work. That's interesting. Let's try simple crawler then. So this is a simpler crawler. It only does basically things that are rendered by the server. So I wouldn't use it for too many things, but it might work in this case. Or it might at least give us an idea why it's failing. So we enable it, and if we enable it, it's 1-to-1, so we can actually just go back here. Oh no, we have to click edit, maybe that was the create page, and we do scrape simple crawler. Same thing, Chrome user agent. We just want to pretend that we are an actual browser, otherwise we keep it as it is, and let's try again. Okay, this works better. That's interesting. So we have it here, right? So the question now is then if we can use readability here, maybe that works better if we get all the information we need. Let's try that. So what we can also do otherwise is that we can choose an selector. Okay, this is not enough. This is good, I mean, if you just want the text, right? But the problem with this is that you can't really get the dates in this case and the speaker, which is something that we want in this case. So we're gonna go ahead and change this again, and we're gonna try HTML selector then. And the tag we want to get is, what can it be? I'm guessing there is something that covers the main wrapper. So it's div class main wrapper. So it's like this. Let's see if that works better. Yeah, this looks about right. Yep, we have the date, we have the, okay, this is good. So we're just gonna remove this from manage display. We don't care about this here, right? So, and we don't care about the link either. The link could stay there, but now I didn't add link to the older one. So now what we want to do then is that we want to create all the different data or extract it. So we use a AI Automator, we use the base HTML, and we say look at the following context and find the speakers for this following context that is a keynote information speaker for this keynote, and return it as text comma separated context. And here we're gonna use the raw context. We actually care about the HTML because that might give context to the AI to figure out where this is actually located. We don't, this is speaker, we don't need to extract anything. I think we can just keep it as it is. We keep it higher than the other one because we need to scrape before we start trying to extract it, because otherwise we don't have anything to extract from, right? So we got the speaker, then date and time. So in this case, we're just caring about how AI reads the date and time, so it doesn't need to be saved structure. We're not going to filter by it or anything, because it's just going to use this basically to figure out let me just copy here, figure out so that when it's suggesting how you're going about the day, that it doesn't choose two keynotes that are at the same time. Find the date for this and return it exactly as it is as text. Oh no, not create new field, and we can do right away the keynote description. So we're gonna get that as well. Can use simple here as well. It's just one text. Look at the following content, find the description and return it as is in plain text format with new lines at appropriate places. I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect for what we're doing to work. We just need it to be there. I saw now there was HTML there. We don't need to extract HTML because we're not creating HTML in this case. It's a text plain long. We can just keep that empty. We're gonna save and see how it works. So we know date and time did not actually work. So we're gonna do two things here, including from and to time. And maybe this also tries to extract HTML, which doesn't make sense. So let's retry this. So this is a little bit of the trial and error you have to do when you're using this tool, because it should not say just 9 right now, and it's 9 to 9:50 we want. There we go. So now we have created something that makes this a lot faster, because I can just do this now instead of having to copy and paste everything. Okay, that's maybe we shouldn't have there, but this should definitely be there. So we're just trying it end to end now, see if this works. Simple crawler we can close. So yeah, that looks about right. So I will do a cut here. I will add everything now, but now you understand how I can add everything in a couple of minutes instead of, you know, half an hour or an hour. Okay, so this actually went a lot faster. So probably I could have, if I did this from the beginning, I could probably have done this in like 10 minutes instead of spending 1 hour as I spent on it now. So I didn't even realize myself that I can use automators for this, which I should have done since I created it. So shame on me. Anyway, now we're gonna do what we actually came here to do. So we have all the different keynotes in here. The only keynote I don't have is the Dries note, because, well, you're stupid if you miss it. You know, that's like going to an old Apple event and not listening to Steve Jobs. That would just be crazy. So it's not in there, but everything else is in there. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna install the Milvus VDB provider. So this is a vector database, so we can the idea behind a vector database is basically that you can search via semantic meaning, meaning that someone will write, I want to have a program that covers blah 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 blah, and this can create search queries from this, and this can search on semantic meaning and find actual actual keynotes that fit whatever you're writing in free text about. So we have this. We're gonna have the AI audio field. So this is it's a file field, but with the difference that you can use a text-to-speech model to create the audio file from some text that's in there. And finally, we're going to use 11 Labs. 11 Labs is without any doubt the best text-to-speech model on the market. You could use OpenAI for this as well, but I don't want to show models. Sorry, I don't want to show the same thing over and over. Okay, sorry, this has actually 10.0. Let me fix this. Be right back. So yeah, I I already created a tag for this, but I haven't actually published it. Sorry about anyone using 11 Labs. So it should be possible to use it in Drupal 11 as well. There's nothing in the code that stops it from being used. So we have 11 Labs here as well. So we're gonna go ahead and install those things now. So, oh, I know something we also need, and that is search API. Okay, this got search API by itself, the Milvus, and audio field and 11 Labs. Okay. 11 Labs, and we go ahead and install those. And I am gonna create keys outside here for 11 Labs, so you don't actually see my key. I don't want to share that with the world. I guess I could create a new one just for this, but I think you understand how adding keys works. So you go to this URL that I shown and just add a key with your API key. So now I have a 11 Labs API key. Then I can go to provider settings, 11 Labs settings, select a key. I can just show first manually maybe how this would work. Well, no, first what I want to do is the following. I want to go and, well, I need to flush the cache. We have a bug that is in the issue queue that's been there for a long time we have to fix. So it seems that the vector DB, if it exists or not, is connected to the provider setting cache, which means it doesn't show up unless you flush the cache. We need to fix that actually. So that's a reminder. I'm using ddev, so it's just on the local here. I don't need an API key because it's local. So we have Milvus now. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna go to, where are you? Search, there you are. Search API, add a server. That is my keynotes. I'm gonna use OpenAI small. We don't need a big in this case. Our Milvus DB, we're gonna use GPT-4o for this, and I'm gonna use the default database and call this then keynotes. I am gonna use very big chunks. I think I put the whole keynote into a chunk actually. That probably makes sense because this is not gonna talk about a partial of the actual keynote. It should try to figure it out from the whole keynote. So we're gonna take a big chunk in this case. This means that the whole thing becomes one chunk. So how you do usually when you have a chatbot, for instance, it's good to split it up in partial depending on what kind of content it is, in partials where it's just answering a part of what the content can be about. But in this case, it actually makes sense to do this. And we call the index keynote. So this is just normal search API stuff. It's just that it's doing semantic search. I'm gonna show you exactly what that is in a second. So we say we just want keynotes, right? On the server keynotes, we're gonna add the fields. And the important field now then is the keynote description, but we also want the speaker in there, the title, and the date and time. But those are mostly so-called contextual content. So if this were to be split up into chunks, this would basically exist on every chunk. And the main content is the keynote description in this case. So we save this, and then we're gonna go ahead and index this. And while that is doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and extend, just so we can test this, Explorer module. So there's an AI API Explorer where you can actually test a lot of the different kind of calls that you can do with AI. And I can show you first the actual text-to-speech generation, just to showcase 11 Labs. I'm just gonna turn on here so it records my speaker as well. So hello, my name is Marcus. So we can just try it, and we currently have both OpenAI and 11 Labs because we have both of them installed. So we can try first with 11 Labs.
Hello, my name is Marcus.
Oh, sorry, that was OpenAI. We're gonna try with 11 Labs then. We take the voice. I'm gonna use Daniel maybe for our. I don't remember which is which here.
Hello, my name is Marcus.
That was very British. Let's see if we can find something else. Bill. You can see I have my own voice there as well.
Hello, my name is Marcus.
So you can record your own voice and sound like yourself. But I'm not a professional speaker, as you can hear right now, so it's better we get a professional speaker voice.
Hello, my name is Marcus.
So that guy, George, maybe that's a good one. So this still takes some time. Okay, we're done. Cool. Because what we can do then is we go to the VectorDB Explorer, and we can try to do a search here, like I want to find keynotes about AI. We run this, and you will see that these are actually all about AI. So it actually understands the meaning of what I write. And I don't, AI, of course, if I add AI, a normal search would find it as well. How computers can use rational thinking to figure out things. So this is just another way of writing AI, right? And this gives similar results. Okay, it gets mind over metrics, which makes kind of sense, I guess, rational thinking. But otherwise, it understands this is connected to AI, right? So now we have everything we need to be able then to create our presentation. So how are we gonna go ahead and do that? So we're gonna create a content type that is called keynote recommendations. Is that how you spell it? I have to check. I'm not a native English speaker, right? So it needs a title. Unfortunately, it's a node, so it needs a title. So we're gonna start with a plain text where you, as the end user, adds let's call it needs. I can't think of a better word now. This is what you want to know about, basically. Oh, we should set that to the required field. I realized. Oh, it didn't. Oh, right. There's a bug here that is fixed actually in 1.1, so you have to check this and choose something else. This is fixed, and it's gonna be back forked as well, by the way. So now what we need, let me think here, what else do we need? Oh, before I continue with anything, actually, another thing that you're gonna need to be able to do this is you're gonna need ffmpeg. So since I use you should put this in your ddeb file, but I just want to solve it quickly here. So you just do this, and it will install ffmpeg. And ffmpeg is you need to be able to do media manipulation. In this case, it's taking audio files and moving them together. So there's an automator for this. But what we want to do first here is take the, I guess it's under the formatted text, might be under the plain text. Let's see here, search results, we call this. Keynote search results, maybe even. So this is gonna be search results, text search results on, sorry, it isn't this. So we need plain text, I guess it is under. Keynote search results. We need to get basically search results on what we're writing there, right? So we're gonna use vector search text. You could have a step in between where the AI looks at your text and tries to figure out how to rewrite this into something, but I think it's gonna be good enough just doing this. So we're just gonna take the needs and we're just gonna search for it as it is, and we're gonna say unlimited here, but here we can say we want from the keynote index we want 10 results, and yeah, is 10 results, is how many keynotes are there? Maybe we do 15 results. And this is gonna run first. We set a lower weight on it because of this. Save. Oh, output field. That should go into content in this case. And that should be our first start. So let's maybe try this before we go anywhere else. So I'm gonna create my keynote recommendations, and I will just write I want ask of as many AI talks as possible, and let's see what it finds. And we should probably stop this from showing here, but that we can do later. So it found all these, right? All the information that the AI needs to be able to now then create. Oh, this is the other one I almost added here. I have an old tab up and running here. So we're gonna do content type keynote recommendation. We're gonna do the podcast show now. So we're gonna go ahead and use the file upload, and then there is a AI audio field, and this we call the show files. So this is the actual show where they're talking. We need to set unlimited because in this case I don't want just one person talking. It's gonna be really that they, you know, jump back and forth like a real show. I'm gonna enable the automator, use the AI audio field generate story. We're gonna use advanced token in this case, and what we're gonna do is gonna browse available tokens. We're gonna use the node search results, I guess we called it, or what did we actually call it? Keynote search results. There we go. Wait, let me, before I do that, I'm just gonna copy and paste here because this is kind of important for what we're doing. So, and then we can do context is not gonna be that. Based on the search results you see under of, we just write search results of keynotes that happens during DrupalCon Atlanta 2025. I want you to look at what the user wants to find as keynotes to listen to, and suggest this in a leisure pleasure talk show format. You should create a dialogue between the podcast interviewer, Jane Fun, who is a fun-loving character who likes joking, and Pete Magoo is a serious guest expert on Drupal subjects, and who is answering. Start with an introduction saying, this is Jane, and this is Pete, and create 10 dialogues back and forth, recommending keynotes for the user. Thank you to the guest. The users are, what do we call them? Jane Fun. So here is the important thing. You have to connect these to actual voice placeholder. So Pete Magoo. So we're gonna create one voice placeholder. Give me a second. So if it's not clear, I'm actually kind of doing bug testing when I'm doing some of this stuff. So there was a bug I had to fix in the AI audio field. There's gonna be a new release before you can use this. So now you can click basically here, add voice placeholder. So let's see here. I needed the token, so we had Jane and Pete. So we have to assign voices to these now. So we say here Jane, we're gonna use 11 labs, and we use let's try Alice maybe. And for Pete, we also use 11 labs, and we try George. So put this in a batch. If you're creating something that takes really long time, you want to create, a half an hour show or something, you have to run this in cron, otherwise it's gonna just run out of time. So we set 102, make sure this runs after the search results. And then the last thing we're gonna create is one file for this. So this is gonna be the MP3. So this we call the recommendations. Oh, I also forgot something now, but I'm gonna go back. So we do, this is gonna be an MP3 where we enable the AI Automator, AI audio field, merge audio fields. We merge the keynote recommendations. This has to be higher, of course. DrupalCon MP3 we call the file name. You don't have to set something there, but it's good to set something. And if we go back to the keynote recommendations, we forgot to actually add into the prompt that see under, I want you to look at what the user wants to find based on the person's needs, what the person is looking for. And there we're gonna add also the thing we call needs. I think we created a bad name for it, but I couldn't think of a better name right now. So we add needs. Can add some separators here as well, just so the AI knows. If it's code, for instance, it's better to use this format, so markdown format, but in the case of free text you can do something like this. We save, and let's go, we had it here, right? So we can just continue here. If I reload, you're gonna see there is a audio field here, and there is the final MP3 file. So this is gonna take some time now. While we're doing that, we can maybe do some stuff here. Well, no, I guess on the manage displays. Oh, I didn't spell that correct. Let's see here. Yeah, we need this one. We need to create a widget here so we can actually showcase this. There's another bug I have to fix. Needs and the file. Maybe that's what we show in the end. Oh, let me just fill up some money in my 11 Labs account. Okay, so we have some money. Then we just have to go back. I'm guessing it didn't store anything yet because it has to run to the end, and now we should have some money. Now we have to wait again. I know it's not the most interesting things to look at these videos because they are one kind of bug fixing process for me because I'm running on a clean environment always when I do this. So there might be dependencies missing that I missed and so on, but I still want to showcase how long time something like this takes. Oh, field show files, I have to fix that. But anyway, this didn't work. Let's see what failed here. This is Jane. Oh, I think I forgot something very important. I set this to limited because I was reloading when we had the bug. That's my fault. So we're just gonna delete this. And I think this deletes it. Let's see. Yep, it does. Oh, then I need to delete the final file as well because otherwise that's basically how our automator works. It showcases, it runs when something is empty. If something is filled, that means that either it has been filled by automation process or the editor chose to fill it in. So the automator should ever only run when you're actually wanting it to run. And now let's see here. Oh, did I spell Pete wrong? Because I only see Alice stuff here. Let's see. I probably, yeah, so one thing is you see the whole process of doing this back and forth, right? So we have Pete Magoo, this Peter. And I have a friend named Peter. That's maybe why I did that. So we need to basically empty everything here because right now we only got Alice's results, which are probably the less interesting because she's the interviewer, right? Let's see if it works better. I thought it was a little bit fast as well. But I think it's interesting for you to see because you realize approximately how long time it takes to create an automation workflow and what the problems can be while you're doing it as well. And I know the product pretty well, so you should probably sprinkle on some time on top of that until you have used it well enough. But yeah. So I can also mention then this audio field is something that's just generated right before DrupalCon, so that's why it still has some errors that I need to fix, but in the end it should work. So let's actually listen to all of it because you have stayed with me this long, so we can see the final results now.
This is Jane, and I'm super excited to talk about all things AI at DrupalCon Atlanta 2025.
And this is Pete, ready to dive into the details of each AI keynote to help you plan your schedule.
All right, Pete, let's kick things off with a session that promises not to replace us with robots, but make us unstoppable. What do you think about AI won't steal your job, but it will make you unstoppable?
That's a great one, Jane. It's all about leveraging AI to overcome inefficiencies and enhance website performance. Definitely a must attend.
I love it. And what about the session titled AI is the New UI? That sounds like we're building the future right into Drupal CMS.
Absolutely. This session explores how AI agents are integrated into Drupal CMS, making it powerful for both developers and end users. It's packed with valuable insights.
Moving on, there's AI with Drupal, using LLM technology. Sounds easy but useful, right?
So I'm just gonna stop there because I realized this is not perfect. We need to do some more changes. So what we're gonna do is go into our keynote recommendations. We want them to say the name of everyone. So when Pete is answering questions about the keynote, make sure that he mentions which day they happen and at what time and who the speaker is. And let's try another voice for Jane. See if we can find something else. Sarah. Let's try another one as well for Pete, just so we just get something completely else. I'm gonna do here keynote recommendations, but this time I do experience builder, right? No, I'm a front ender that is starting out my Drupal career, and this is my first DrupalCon. What DrupalCon I am mainly interested in how to get starting with contributions and how the experience builder works. So now end to end, now this is gonna do the search. So this is gonna be 3 steps now, I guess. So it's doing the search, it's creating the showcast, and then it's concatenating it. And let's see now if they mention the date and the speaker as well on top of talking about it. I won't speak until this is finished. You can forward here in the video if you want. I ran out of things to say, so it's better that AI does the talking from now on, maybe. Let's see if this is a better result now then.
This is Jane, your comedic captain at your service, folks. And who's that stern face sitting next to me?
And this is Pete, ready to navigate through the Drupal keynotes for our newbie front-ender friend attending their first DrupalCon.
Ahoy. Pete, let's set sail with some keynotes. Our listener is looking to dive into the world of Drupal contributions. What's your top pick?
I would recommend the first-time contribution workshop on Tuesday, March 25th. It's from 09 CUO to 0950, led by Ezra Radcliffe. Perfect start for anyone new to Drupal contributions.
Sounds like a win. Now for the treasure hunt. They're curious about Experience Builder. Any hidden gems there?
Absolutely. On Tuesday, March 25th, there's Experience Builder is coming. Are you ready? By Laurie from 15 out to 1550. This session will be a game changer.
Oh, exciting. Anything for those looking to build up their experience with some design thinking?
Yes, indeed. Shaping the future of Drupal, how design thinking, how collaboration is driving Experience Builder by Boston Jillian and Renee Lund is on the same day, March 25th, from 1610 to 17 Sioux.
Fantastic. So much knowledge, I'm almost dizzy from all this info. Any last keynote for a beginner looking at opportunities?
Certainly, Jane. They shouldn't miss Creating Opportunities, from internships to Drupal careers by Ju.Vanderu and T. Porcia, happening on Wednesday, March 26th from 15:00 to 15:50.
You've nailed it, Pete. Our listener will have a blast at DrupalCon thanks to you. Huge thank you for joining our talk today.
Always a pleasure, Jane. Happy to help our budding front-ender in their Drupal journey.
So I think I will stop this video here, but as you can hear, there are still iterations that needs to be done. You have to tell it to say the time in a way that humans actually says time, because right now it's probably copying the value, and it's the text-to-speech models are not smart enough to understand that they need to say it in a human manner. So actually, you have to write this into the script that it says 10 o'clock. Shouldn't say 10:00. No one talks like that, right? But you get the general idea. So this is, yeah, it's a pretty cool showcase. I would say that the real use case of this, because this is mostly gimmicky now, but the real use case of this is, of course, that it say something like this, especially I think you people in US, which who are, at least if you're not in the big cities, you're very dependent on cars, so you can't maybe read while on your way to work. So what this could do easily is that if you have a website where you want to know what people are commenting on the website daily, you could get a daily podcast with this. So basically, people talking about what people were saying on the website, and you can sit in your car and listen on to this on your way to work if you really want to know this before you come to work. So there's a lot of actual useful use cases for this as well, I think. Thank you.